One of these things turns it on. What's up, everybody? It's your boy Keefe coming at you from the Ghost Coast West Coast HQ. Got a little different view today because I came in from my weekend travels and I hit the city and I saw the brand new Spinal Tap movie, Spinal Tap 2: The End Continues. And I wanted to bring you a quick, fresh review while I had just seen it. I'm going to be out of the house in a little bit. Going to host karaoke like I normally do on a Sunday. If you're in San Francisco, come hang out. My record shelves behind me. I'm in the other room, not the usual studio room, but here I is, hang out. I'm going to do a non-spoilery review as much as I can for you all. I think it's a good idea. I want people to be able to go in and see it fresh, whether that is later on streaming or if you get to catch it in the movies, which I think will be for the next few weeks. Hilariously funny, by the way, right off the bat. And we're going to talk all about it. We're going to do the thing. Oops. Hang on one second. Oh, I'm so silly. All right. Doing the damn thing. Let's bring in the deck that I set up for this. Thanks for being here. Feel free to join in. This is your show too. Don Rolando is here. I Love Women is here. Yeah, we all. Somebody loves somebody who loves women. Raze is here. Scooter, what's up? Seven Sons passing by. Just here to jump on and talk really quick and briefly about Spinal Tap 2. I just came from the movie theater and it was great. In a word to sum it up, but let's talk for a second, just for some housekeeping. Normally I don't go live on a Sunday, so I'm just hanging out doing this before my evening stuff. And our usual schedule is new music videos every Monday and Wednesday, which are our long form features on YouTube. I have my weekly live stream show on Thursday, and Wednesday I'm doing a special live stream for my birthday, which I do once a year every year now. So hopefully you will join for that. If you're new here, please like and subscribe. Chances are you're brand new to our channel, and I am a small creator. We are small creators, creator owned. We are not corporate backed. We do have a little bit of advertising money, but Andre's here. Nice kiss photo there in the profile picture. Ace Freely, Dark Floki is here. Eggs, Tasha, thanks for passing by. And some people are watching here on the tube of you, and a few friends. Oh yeah, I mean, there's a bit of it still back east in storage, but this is the majority of my stuff now. I got it finally all in one centralized place. I had a flood about 5 weeks ago here that really could have fucked things up royally for me. I had some records on the floor. I had some books on the floor stacked up in a pile. Not great, but hopefully we're doing better now. I got to get them all cataloged and organized a little bit better for a guy with a vinyl podcast. But let's talk about Spinal Tap 2. So it just came from the movies. It was pretty amazing. Obviously, this is the sequel to Spinal Tap. This is Spinal Tap, the mockumentary by Rob Reiner 50 years ago, playing the character of Marty DeBerge, who is doing a POV documentary about the biggest metal band in the world. Spinal Tap, obviously a fictional band, but also they can play and sing. And you know that the comedy of these characters is played into other things. First in Show, A Mighty Wind, great. We don't really have, there are some American comedy legends for movies, but, real old school throwback comedy is a rarity, honestly and truly, in these day and ages. So interestingly enough, just for a really quick little backstory, I don't know if most people know about this. Most of the people who made Spinal Tap didn't make any money off of it for a long time. They got a total, for many years, the total revenue from the soundtrack was $91 and something like $84 for merch. Like, absolutely insane. But they've turned that around. It is one of the most, it is a cult classic. It is one of the most watched things. It was rented like crazy on VHS and later DVD in the 80s and 90s. As San Francisco's behind me. So Spinal Tap, was always like a beloved movie. And what, a lot of popular artists, your Black Sabbaths, your Deep Purples, your Kisses, your Black Sabbaths, they would tell you, I said Black Sabbath twice, they would tell you that it hit home for them because a lot of the things that happened to the band mirrored real life. And I think like if you love music, especially rock music, you're loyal to the soil, to the grave. And I think it's pretty funny when life imitates art, but it's also funny when art imitates real life. And Black Sabbath talked about having a Stonehenge that in their case was too tall. And pretty damn comical, I gotta be honest. So yeah, I was hyped for this. I went to see This Is Spinal Tap over the summer, and it held up. I went to the AMC Metreon in downtown San Francisco, near where I live, like literally 20 minutes from my house. I go to the movies there a lot if I'm not going to the little indie theaters that I like here in San Francisco that you've seen me post about and talk about and share about. So I went to the Metreon again. This is Spinal Tap was playing. I went away for the weekend to my girlfriend's. I took the bus back. I went right to the movies and sat down and enjoyed the film. And right off the bat, they're not trying to top the first one. They're just trying to continue the story, which is the number one thing that I really appreciate. Again, I'm going to try to make this as non-spoilery as possible, only sharing stuff that has been out in the public about the film. But, just a recap. Once again, we are not a corporate entity, so if you want to drop us a tip, Joey Marquez is here. Wilsifer has passed by. What's up, Wilsifer? A ghost cultist, Edit and Fudge show. Here talking about Spinal Tap. And once again, if you want to drop us a tip in the tip menu or buy a super thanks or a super chat on YouTube, I just shared all the links. One thing that is interesting is that Rob Reiner came back. Most of the people who are still alive came back to do the movie, which is really amazing. Not just the actual members of Spinal Tap, but the Badger's here. What's up, buddy? I hope your Sunday is good. My football Sunday is terrible, but I just came from seeing Spinal Tap 2, and I'm super stoked. So I'm here to talk about it a little. Give me 1 second. Let me just share the link here in the TikTok for everybody in case you want to know. Let's see. Always a thing to do. Got to do all the things. But if you want to drop us a tip, drop us a tip. My birthday's this week. I got a concert to go to this week. I could use some money for merch. Anywho, so Spinal Tap 2, man. Really great and funny. But I like that they basically continued the story from the first movie. Like, in the new movie, they were last together 15 years ago. They walked off stage at a final show and hadn't spoken since. So they were given the opportunity to do one final show to close the band's career. This is obviously filmed before the Black Sabbath Back to the Beginning. There are a lot of parallels, to be honest. All-star people joining them, a lot of interest about them, a lot of curiosity about the shape they're in. And again, done mockumentary style. One of the funniest people in the movie, there were two band managers. One is the daughter of their original manager, and then the other is actor Chris Addison, and his character is Simon Howler, and so he's like the bad cop to the good cop of the other manager. Super interesting in the impending years. Some of the other artists that came back, obviously everybody came back that is alive. Viv Caffinetti, who was their original keyboard player in This Is Spinal Tap and was an actual composer and musical artist, died earlier this year, so he passed away. But they got back White Guy Jeff, or whatever his nickname is in the movie, but he's actually been on tour with the band. CJ Vanston, Caucasian Jeff is his name. Sorry, Caucasian Jeff. Sorry, white guys and white people everywhere. Not a good week for white people. But Valerie Franco plays Dee Dee Crockett. One of the running gags of Spinal Tap is that their drummers always get killed or die or quit unexpectedly. So Valerie Franco is a drummer and a podcaster and an art historian, actually, and she's really fun and brilliant. She's actually a kick-ass drummer. She comes into the film and is like a breath of fresh air against all these old dudes. And there's a lot of comedy, obviously, things that are played for laughs, but not cheap laughs, to be honest with you. So I like that. There is a return. Here's a picture of them, sort of obviously much older. If you're watching on Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, or Instagram, they're interviewed throughout the movie. Rob Reiner is doing interviews with individual members as well as the whole band themselves and the fly on the wall, kind of like every mockumentary you've ever seen. I mean, music documentaries are not a new thing, but really we are in the prime time of music documentaries where a lot of them have been pretty great. Drama and theater. I have some reviews of some of those coming soon. Maybe I'll do a written review of This is Spinal Tap 2. The End Continues with some other recent documentaries I've seen. And yeah, Rob Reiner just knocked it out of the park with the film. It's very funny. Obviously, they're a lot older. There's a lot of jokes made about their age and whether they can do this or not. The chant, I'm not sure what you're getting at, but I'm talking about This is Spinal Tap 2 for a review. It just came from the movies. I'm sharing with everybody, and you can rewatch later. But yeah, so pretty funny and great and used for a lot of great effect. Fran Drescher pops back up in again as their old publicist, and she, who is not working with them, but they interviewed her anyway, and she is fantastic and funny and gorgeous. I know she had like a lot of health problems the last few years, but she is stunning and really hilarious and great. Let's see, Paul Schaefer pops up. Obviously, you've already seen pictures because there's a music video of Spinal Tap and Elton John doing their famous classic song Stonehenge. Elton John shows up and he looks really surprisingly good. I know he's had some terrible health problems recently that have caused a lot of people for concern. We're losing a lot of our legends. Obviously, we just lost Ozzy and some others. So we don't want to lose them, but Elton John looked pretty good. His husband showed up, David Furnish. They're both in it. Also, they're in it. They have drummer auditions before they settle on Dee Dee, and they get a bunch of famous drummers to inquire if they can do the audition or not. A few other people came in person, so that's a really great segment of the movie. And then the whole buildup is to this farewell show, which is actually, I believe, at the Lakeshore Arena in New Orleans, which is where Acid Bath is going to have a headline arena show in about 2 months with Mastodon and Power Trip and a bunch of other bands. So that's really killer and fun. And the movie is you catches up on all the characters, where they've been the last 15 years, what's happened to them. They come back together. It's very awkward. Kind of reminded me of the little bit of Some Kind of Monster that I've seen in a bunch of other documentaries that have some awkwardness of bands reuniting. And then they get ready to play a show. So they find a drummer. Caucasian Jeff is back on keyboards, and they're trying to figure out sort of what's the path forward to get to the show, but also to fix their bullshit. Which, again, if you've ever been in a band, sometimes the bullshit ruins the band and ruins the band, groove, if you will. This is what happens sometimes, that the flow of the band gets interrupted because, personalities clash. We've seen it over and over. So it's really funny. And obviously there's the big arena show that they do, which is, epic and kick-ass. And here's Elton John from the clip of the music video of them doing Stonehenge, and you can kind of make out the Stonehenge behind them. It's obviously funny and ridiculous. There's a little bit, obviously a lot of people know these go to 11. Everybody knows that gag and that bit. So there's a similar thing to These Go to 11 in this movie. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but it's really great, especially if you love guitars and play guitar. You are going to just burst at the seams with laughter when this scene happens. So, and Rob Reiner continues to play just dry. He knows he's not the star of the thing. He's just the straight man. So he just sets it up and they all fall like dominoes. That's the comedy of this movie. I'm really glad they made this one. They should not make another one. I think one is enough. 2 is enough. 1 and the sequel. Is it better than the original? No, but I think it's pretty great, and I'm glad they did this. I had a great time watching the film. There's a soundtrack. Be interesting if they tour. They used to tour. Sludge Metal Cereal is here. You know, they used to tour and do Spinal Tap concerts and things where they would play the music. So you know, I always was a fan of that, and I thought it was quite fun. And see if they bring it back, because we need comedy right now. There was a big movie premiere. So this is from Bleecker Street Films as well as Sony Pictures. So Sony, apparently Vivendi had the original rights, which is why, again, the band never saw a lot of money from the original. The band or Rob Reiner never saw money and profits from the original film. But now the collaborative, you know, works of all these movie studios and Sony have put this together. They did a big premiere in the UK where band people came out and actors and actresses from the movie came in and comedians and things. There are some unbelievable cameos in this that I think you will lose your shit in. And there's a couple of obvious ones. So yeah, they had the VIP screening. Hashtag Spinal Tap 2 if you're a social media person. And yeah, it was pretty fantastic. It was pretty fantastic, I have to say. I really enjoyed it. I needed a good laugh right now in the world, the way the world is. We all need to laugh. So get out there and go see this thing, or go watch it when it comes on demand. And that's my early, right out of the theater review of Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. I personally thought it was hilarious. I would definitely give this, I mean, this is Spinal Tap is like a 10 of 10 classic of comedy, and especially related to music. I believe my co-owner there, Omar Cordy, a couple of months ago, we had a feature, I'll link it in the description, of the 20 most metal movies, shows, and video games of all time, part 1. It means there'll be a part 2. Spinal Tap was on that list. You should go check that list out in our description. And I had a great time. I think I would probably give this about an 8 of 10 for me personally. Really hilarious and really fun. And again, no cheap laughs. Everything was played just so right, which I really appreciate. So that's my review. Tune in tonight, especially to our YouTube and across our socials this week for all our videos. I will probably go live again tomorrow. I've got a busy week of content and things to get out and stuff to talk about with you. Thanks for being here. Once again, if you enjoyed any part of this and you're new here, give us a like and a subscribe and a follow. It means a lot. It's the least anyone can do is share our stuff and appreciate it. And I am Keefe at ghostcultmag.com. Check our website out, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace. And go to 11. That's what I say. Go to 11.